Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And welcome to A&B Sports Media, the podcast. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been too long.
It's been way too long. I shall take the brunt of that. There's just been personal things where I got a new job, so it was a little rough, and then we also had some technical issues. So
yeah, OnlyFans is a really tough job, AJ.
Listen, you got to please people.
Yeah.
So we had some difficulties, but we're back.
Action.
We actually did record 2 episodes beforehand, so honestly, we'll probably archive those in case we ever want to go back and just listen to us being a-holes, and that'll be good for whatever friggin' reason.
Yeah, it's the ultimate super secret, contributor. Whatever they call it, what's the thing called? Patreon. If we ever make a Patreon,
there you go.
Those 2 shitty episodes will be all yours, where it's bad voice, bad quality, everything, and you can listen to us.
Yeah, you can listen. We'll archive it, and it'll be something down the line. But
yeah.
I at least wanted to give that just because we have been gone for a few weeks. But hey, we're back. So
rejoice, all 6 of you.
Something I did in every single episode that hasn't released, except for now, is we really want you guys to we want to engage with you guys. We want you guys to follow our accounts because we want to grow, especially on social, and build that community. And we also just want to talk to you guys, to the 6 people that listen. But you know what? That's 6 people we want to talk to. So our Twitter handle is at A&B Sports Media. So please, guys, give us a follow.
Please.
Add us, just talk to us. We would love to talk to you guys. Also, you can follow us and share us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Please.
That would be huge. But
email.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the email in a second.
We did get one finally.
Did we get one?
We did, but it's nothing good.
Okay. Oh, at that point then, also our email, which, Bill, since you made it, I want you to say it.
Yes, because I made it, because this is before the podcast fully started. This is Bill and AJ Media at gmail.com. We did get one email from an advertisement from Alex Sanfilippo. Sorry. And you are the founder of Pod Pros. Good for you. Way to reach out to us. I don't know if we're going to do anything with you yet, but give it some time.
Honestly, yeah, give us some time. Definitely intrigued.
But we appreciate you.
I have to look into that more. I didn't even know we got one.
Yeah, there was one email. Otherwise, it's just Twitter, from what we posted on Twitter and stuff. But otherwise, yes. Bill and AJ Media at gmail.com. Please send any questions, concerns, comments, insults. It doesn't matter. We want to be able to read them on the podcast.
100%. And Bill actually has a recap for us because...
Oh, yes, from the past 2 episodes.
Yeah, from the past 2 episodes, the unaired episodes, the mythical episodes.
There's actually 6 now. I forgot number 6. But either way, here's the quick recap of the last 2 episodes. The World Baseball Classic, epic. The UFC fights recently with the refs, rigged. The MLB, also rigged. Fuck you, Angel Hernandez. If that gets me unsponsored for whatever reason, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Sixers, epic. Go Embiid. Flyers, what else is new? Trash. And number 6, Formula 1, Fernando Alonso. That's it.
All right.
That was it. Just Fernando Alonso.
I think that's a good recap.
Yes, it is.
It's a good recap. I think, Bill, we want to start with today's sports history first.
Yes, we do. And I want you to get at this. 1915, on April 5th, Jess Willard knocks out Jack Johnson after 26 rounds.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
I wonder why.
With the heavyweight boxing title fight, in front of 25,000 fans at the Oriental Park racetrack in Havana, Cuba.
Nice.
So that's a big one. But yeah, can you imagine doing
26 rounds? Oh my God. Doing like 12 or 15 rounds alone.
Yes, it's horrible. We'll go to 1927. Johnny Weissmuller sets world records in both 100-meter and 200-meter freestyle swimming events. I guess that's like one of the first times that it happens. Okay. Okay. We got, that's the 23rd, so we're going to move on to that. We're going to go over to 1967. Wilt Chamberlain sets the NBA record of 41 rebounds. Wilt Chamberlain has so many. That's a lot of rebounds.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, here's a cool one. 1973. NFL adopts jersey numbering system. So, i.e., like example, QBs being between 1 and 19.
Oh, so what they do?
Yeah,
like the convention,
exactly.
Yeah.
So in 1973 they did that. So it's a while.
I think that's around when I forget when the actual merger of the NFL was.
She appears again. 1975, American tennis number one, Chris Evert wins her third WTA Tour Championship and beats at the Los Angeles Sports Arena and beats Martina Navratilova.
Hey.
I've been saying her name
You got
every
it.
week in sports history too.
And it's getting better.
It is because I'm finally learning it. I should really look it up. Here's a good one from the good old days of the Flyers in 1981. Philadelphia Flyers, a mass record of 2,621 penalty minutes. I'm pretty sure that's during the Broad Street Bullies' career.
And we miss it.
We
I
do.
really do.
Really
miss
do.
those days. Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of Wilt, but we're not going to Wilt Chamberlain right now. 1984, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar breaks Wilt Chamberlain's all-time career scoring record of 31,419 points. He beat it at 31,421. So 1 3-pointer set it all away. Up, Wayne Gretzky in 1987 wins his 7th straight NHL scoring title. Holy crap. Oh, God, that's actually a good one for baseball. 1989, Los Angeles Dodger Orel Hersher's consecutive scoreless streak of 59 innings.
Wow.
Ends on April 5th. So for 59 innings, he was just killing it. Beyond that, I don't care. Why is that? Why is this in here?
This is a historical day.
It is, but I'm more confused on why that happens. But 1991, going to Detroit Pistons, Joe Dumars ends his NBA throw streak of 62 games. So for 62 games in a row, every free throw he made.
That's impressive.
That's a lot.
That's impressive.
What else? No. Some of these are just talking about other streaks, but nothing incredible of importance. That's actually pretty dope, just in the form of golf.
Ooh, that's a good segue.
In 2009, the Kraft Nabisco Championship for women's golf in Mission Hills, CC, I don't know what that means. Brittany Lincoln eagles the final hole to win her first major title, to win by 1 stroke.
Holy
to beat
shit.
Christy Kerr. That's pretty dope. That's
Holy
why I
shit.
brought it up, because you got to make an eagle to win. That's freaking difficult.
Oh my gosh, you must be so hyped.
Don't care about that. And that will end it on there. So that is our day in sports history.
Nice. That actually segues pretty well into what I want to get into next, because
Going into golf now?
because we have the Masters
We
coming
do.
up this weekend, and I'm excited. So I always am a big fan of watching Roy McIlroy. I wish I had Mikey on here. I know he's a big golf dude. And
He
I know
is.
He would have loved to talk
He
about
would.
this, but this is going to be a fun one. And hopefully by the time next week
That's why I'm
we'll have
seeing more master stuff on TikTok. Okay.
Exactly. And I'll definitely be watching the Masters. Definitely not at work. So that's something cool to kind of roll into. I'm excited to see how this goes. We have rankings of Scotty Scheffler's number 1, Roy McIlroy's number 2, John Rahm is number 3.
I'm sorry. Good for him.
Patrick Cantlay at number 4, and Max Homa at number 5. There's a lot more into it. I definitely want to get into some prop bets, but definitely not on this podcast. Just more dumb stuff that is definitely not.
I
gonna
mean,
be
betting
said.
on golf is a tough thing to do as it is, because there's
Especially
you
the
have to get
Masters.
through 3 rounds of golf to see where you're even going to end up, and that can change depending on your mood.
Yeah,
You have one wrong feeling, you ain't winning.
100%. I've seen people just drop off the face of the earth when they're like number 1. So
I was going to talk about you last weekend, or whenever we played
me last weekend.
Whenever we played last time.
I sucked last weekend the whole way through. I don't know what you're talking about. You dropped off. You could have gotten below 100.
I could have got below 100, but I did not.
Yeah, I think we're constantly 105s to 110s.
We are.
So, and then there's my grandpa hitting like 95s. So, tells you how good we are. But that'll be a fun thing to watch this weekend.
Who do you got? Who do you imagine?
Well, I mean,
Just pick a person.
Rory McIlroy.
Nah.
Like, he's always fun. But
I agree. Roy's great. I'm going to pick a random one.
You're gonna pick a random one?
Number 20, Kurt Kitayama.
Hey?
That's it.
You know what? I'll roll with Aaron Wise.
There you go.
Good old Aaron Wise at what is he? Number 46. Wait.
Oh, going deep.
Because I'm a child, never mind. I'm doing Dustin Johnson.
There you go.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Number 69.
Ah, nice.
Dustin Johnson. He's got a ways to go. But
You never know.
that'll be fun. So, looking forward to that. And then what I'm not looking forward to though, which completely changed my perspective of the season, is the Phillies.
Really?
They are
Suck.
1-5.
Yeah, I looked it up before we started the podcast, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I've watched every single game, and
Yeah.
I cannot tell you why they suck. It's just they're not. So like everything that was there beforehand is still there. Like there's still the chemistry. There's still the guys. Like you can see it. You can see there's pieces there that just need to be clicked together.
It's just not on yet.
It's not clicking. Like we're making stupid mistakes. Like Brandon Marsh against the Yankees.
Yeah.
He had all he had to do was kind of come up and scoop the ball, and he let it go right by, and that started a first inning for Walker that should not have happened, because outside of that first inning, he was pitching pretty well. But
Yeah.
he stranded way too many hitters on base. The person that we traded for, Christian Pache, who I thought was going to be a good addition, a
Yeah.
nice little backup like Edmund Sosa, he has let 8 people not. So there's been 8 people in scoring position every time he's gotten up.
Yeah.
He has not hit a single friggin' one in.
So he hasn't gotten any RBIs in.
No, that's kind of like the biggest thing, is that the Phillies are doing what the Phillies do best, and they leave people on base, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Especially like with how stacked we are with Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Castellanos, who I'm going to give him praise. His plate discipline has been extremely well. Like comparative to last year, he looks a lot more comfortable in the box. He looks like he's taking a lot more pitches that, to his credit, he should not be swinging at.
Yeah.
But the umpires are screwing him.
Yeah, I was gonna say umpires are still been rough with calls recently.
They have been bad.
They really have.
Like, and it's not bad to the point where it's like.
It's not Angel Hernandez bad.
Yeah, it's
but
not Angel,
something-
but it's been consistent enough where you're like, wow, this is a trend I don't like.
Yeah.
And it's not like normally in baseball you get like maybe 1 to 3 bad calls.
Yeah.
Like where you're just like, wow, that's terrible.
Now you're getting 1 to 3 every inning.
Yeah, and that has to get cut
That
down,
has to
and
stop.
I don't think it will. But it's just such a weird pattern, like throughout all of sports. The officiating has just gotten worse and worse and worse. And I think that this season is going to be, I don't want to say determined, but it's going to be marred with umpires that are kind of like, I guess, determining the game.
Ego.
I see. It's not even ego. Like there's like, as much as I want to put ego on these umpires, when watching the game, they don't really have an ego. They're just missing calls, and so like it's just a weird start to the season.
I get it.
I think it's the rule changes. I think they're trying to focus on the pitch clock while also trying to watch a 95-mile-an-hour sinker.
Yeah.
So I feel like once we get into like May, things are going to start clicking for a lot of people.
Okay.
Whether it's pitchers, batters, teams, umpires. So right now April's just kind of like figuring it out type style, because spring training, it's good. It gets you back into the flow of it, but realistically, as a ball player, you don't start feeling like comfortable until like end of May, beginning of June. So it's a long season. We'll see where it goes, but Alec Baum looks like he's going to have a breakout season.
I think he will.
I'm so excited. Listen, another Alec playing for the Phillies. I say another like I played,
Yeah.
but an Alec playing for the Phillies on third base, which is my position. Oh, I'm so excited for him. And he's put in the work, too. He's put on 15 pounds of muscle.
Has he?
Yeah. And it's showing. Like, he's raking. He's hitting bombs. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that. Trey Turner is everything and more than we thought. His hitting, I've never seen a smoother swing in my life. It's just watching him play the game is so fun. He's smooth sliding. He's smooth feeling the ball. He's smooth hitting. Like, he's such a smooth player.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that we have him for 11 years.
That's a lot. But good.
Just like Harper, but we got the core there for a while. Schwarber was looking rough for the first few games, like always striking out and everything, but I think he's starting to come into it.
I was going to say, let him get his groove, and I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he hit a home run, last night, and then he hit a home run today, actually. And that's all it really takes is just once you start getting like that groove down,
Yeah.
he's fine. But his main goal for the season was to cut down on strikeouts because last year he had way too many strikeouts. He gets deep into the counts, which is good, but like you have to either get that walk, foul it off, or whatever. And there's just been
This wasn't happening.
where Castellanos right now is getting screwed by the umpires because like legitimately on the broadcast you'll see like where the box is at and, they're missing. It's
They're
like,
missing it. Yeah.
it sucks, but like at least you know like it's there. With Schwarber, I feel like he still is. He's such a weird case of hitting where like he severely trusts his ability, but I think it might be to the point where it's a little too much trust.
I can agree to that. Yeah.
Because it's at right now it's either boom or bust, and I'm all for it. I love Schwarber's hitting, as is. I think he's a fantastic lefty. That I hate the whole fact of like, oh, lefties against lefties, you can't really do that. For people who don't know what that means, a left-handed pitcher, you don't really want to put a left-handed hitter. And analytics and statistics on that, like a lot of coaches kind of like base their lineups around it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I get it, but it's kind of weird to me when you have an all-around hitter and then you take him out because, oh, he's facing a lefty. It's like, no, you don't really do that.
Yeah,
Schwarber's not one of them, but that's just something I'm noticing with a good amount of, like, pretty decent ball players.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where Schwarber ends up in the home run tally because he started off a little struggling the first few games, but now that he's kind of getting his swing into it, especially playing, like, in the Yankee Stadium where that right field porch is pretty short. I'm excited to see where he goes. Bryce's stat too has been a nice little gem, and we saw it last year. He's always been a consistent hitter. Very rarely does he swing and miss. But a cool statistic that I saw was that every single game we have played so far, we've played 6 games, he has gotten on base safely once, which is huge.
Yeah.
Especially he's like in like the 7 to 8 hole or 6 to 8 hole, which traditionally the people that get the most at bats like might be 4 to 5 at bats are like 1 through 4, and then 5 through like 7, or you might get like your 4 to 3, and then like it kind of like interlaps. But it's good to see that like he's taking his opportunities and he's making it work because even on the field he's a stud. He's making a lot of plays. So that's what I mean is that there's.
It's there, but it's not 100%.
It's there. You can see the pieces, and I think that's what a lot of Phillies fans are annoyed at, is that we see it, it's there, but it's just not working. And a big point of contention for that, though, has been the pitching. The pitching's been terrible.
Yeah.
Especially relief pitching. Even though we bolstered that with Soto, we bolstered it with our starting pitcher, Walker, who, honestly, after that one inning, he pitched pretty well. But still, you can't have that one inning in games, and it's like you can't keep getting into games where this team is made to rake, but unfortunately, in this spot, we're not there yet. Like it'll click, but it'll take a minute. So we need our pitching to kind of step up, and our pitching has let us down significantly. I think before this game, we were minus 25 in run differential.
Holy shit!
And that's and until this game, that was 5 games in. That cannot happen. Another cool thing is that Harper actually took regular BP, so he wasn't restrained or anything. He wasn't told to like calm down. Like he took BP, so that's a really good sign for MV3. So we'll hope he gets back. Hope realistically, probably beginning of May.
Yeah.
Because it does take you some time because he is going to have to go down to the minors, get some swings in there, and then come back up. Which once it goes to the minors, I think he'll be fine. I think it's like 2-3 games. There is one undefeated team though, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's shocking.
Right?
Yeah.
They're 6-0.
Good for them.
So really exciting for that. Again, this was recorded April 5th on a Wednesday, so it'll go out. Well, it'll go out tonight. But in case like you listen to this and you're like, wait, they're not undefeated. It's like, well, at this point they were.
Yeah, they were at one point.
And baseball is every day, so. It's really cool though, because like I love their jerseys. They have some really cool jerseys that they're playing off, and they're playing phenomenally.
Yeah.
I think Texas until last night was also undefeated, but they
Yeah.
lost. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to Frank Tank from Barstool because every time I watch this band, it is pure entertainment gold. but he can't catch a break with the Mets either, and it's kind of funny. There was I'll actually on our Twitter I'll repost it. But
Yeah.
there was a video of him like freaking out because the Mets were up 6-0, I believe, going into the 4th or 5th inning. They ended up losing on a walk-off home run at the end of it, 6-7.
And they lost today too.
That's what I'm talking about today.
Yeah.
It was 6-7 on a walk-off home run.
The Mets scored 3, and they scored 1 in the first inning. Mm-hmm. Brewers scored four in the second inning.
They did?
Yeah, but then the Mets scored 3, so they tied it up. Then the 5th inning, they both scored 2, so it's tie game all the way till bottom of the 9th.
So then I was told differently.
Yeah,
So, but
other way around.
regardless, though, they did have a walk off, and Frank the Tank was unpleased.
I bet.
But that's kind of been what's happening in the MLB. It's been eventful so far, just in the first 6 games. A lot of people that I didn't expect necessarily to kind of make, like, a lot of rookies are starting to pop off too,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Some of the veterans are kind of slow to get their footing. Xander Bogaerts, who is now a Padre, he's a shortstop. Who we were considering before Trey Turner or after Trey Turner. Thankfully, you got Trey Turner, and I love it.
Yeah,
but
no,
Xander Bogaerts is having a phenomenal season too, so I'm excited. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
And then just quickly on the Philly note, because thank the Lord,
Oh, are you going into him? Mm-hmm. Thank God.
it's looking. His odds are like -600 now.
MVP. MVP.
You can do it.
I tried. MVP. I'm just saying M. like
MVP.
Embiid.
Yeah.
Embiid VP. There we go.
Okay.
Joel Embiid killed it last night, even after the Sixers almost shot themselves in the foot multiple times.
I don't understand. I still. Oh, I wish we had Jimmy Butler.
Just
not,
to note,
not Tobias Harris.
we're
Oh my
not
God.
huge into basketball, but we are growing into it. I literally have up stats now just because I'm getting into the Sixers more.
Okay.
I plan on going into the playoff games when they play the Nets the first.
Yeah, I believe it's the Nets.
Yeah, the Nets are first, and then if it all goes well, we may play the Knicks.
No, I think we'll
It's
probably
Knicks or
play
somebody
the
else.
The Celtics.
It's Knicks or Celtics. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
But Embiid freaking for 39 minutes scored 52 points, had 6 assists and 13 rebounds. Quite literally carried the entire team on his back with his 6'25", however fucking tall
Can
he
you
is.
say the end score?
The end score, yes, it is 103-101
And
against the Celtics.
And Embiid had 52.
52, yes.
Yep. And you cannot tell me that this man is not MVP, because he
Yeah.
is. It is. Oh, after last night, it was pretty much decided. Even Kendrick,
It was scary though because Celtics had a chance for a buzzer beater and did not get it.
Thank God, because like our bench did not play.
No.
Tobias Harris did not do good.
Harris, what did he do? Because I was looking at him. He was on there for 34 minutes, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 points.
Yep.
James Harden though, who's being a guard for right now, 20 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 40 minutes of time. Maxey also was shit in the bed.
Yeah.
5 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds, 40 minutes of time.
Yeah.
Freaking.
But I'll give Maxey a pass because all season he's been doing well.
Yeah.
But Harris
Yeah.
has just not been it at all.
Freaking Jalen McDaniels, I don't even know who you are yet, had more points, though, than Tobias in 15 minutes with 2 rebounds and 8 points.
What about Tucker?
Tucker, where you at, Tucker? Oh, PJ Tucker, 11 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds, 27 minutes.
Can you tell me what his 3-point percentage was though?
I can look it up. I don't know if it's going to show...
Because I know he was giving the Celtics a hard time.
3-point, okay. So against the Celtics, he was 3 for 3.
Yeah.
So he was killing it there.
Yeah. He and
Look at us looking up basketball
Right?
stats, right?
Wow.
We have grown so much in 10 episodes.
God damn, who would have thought?
I know. Let's see what Embiid was doing though with that.
But
keep going.
Yeah. So no, just to have
Oh, he's only
now the people that were on Jokic's side the whole time. Like
Yeah.
I know Perkins. He's pretty much officially, just through Twitter likes and all that, has officially kind of crowned Joel Embiid the MVP now
Yeah.
too, and the odd makers now believe it too. 'Cause
I agree.
Jokic didn't do shit.
Nope.
He actually, I'm pretty sure he fell apart when the team was looking for a win there too. So, thank God. Someone posted a meme. It was the end of Infinity War when Thanos was like doing
Yeah.
like that walk and sits down with a smile. It's like, finally, now that I can sit down because Joel Embiid's going to be an MVP. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's almost every single Philly fan right now.
Very true.
So-
Also, why not shout out to Daniel House Jr. Got 1 minute play time on the Sixers.
Hey,
I don't know where you were or when you did it, but you did.
you did it. And I'm
I
proud
want
of
to
you.
know if he took any shots, and if not, I will laugh my ass off at him.
I'm proud
Let's
of you.
see. Daniel, no, you only just played for a minute straight, and that's it.
You know
But
what?
you played on April 2nd and went 4 for 7 on field goals, 2 for 4 on 3 points, made 10 points in total out of 9 minutes. I respect it. You're getting your work in. I can see you're getting your minutes, except for yesterday.
You did more than us, and that's all that matters.
That is true. Way to be a pro. Where I sit in AJ's grandmom's basement talking about it.
Woo!
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm happy for Embiid. It really does look like he's going to get it, and
I
like
agree.
the end of the season Sunday.
Yes.
So if he doesn't get it, we all know it's rigged, and Philly would riot.
Yes. We're already getting ready to riot as it is. Okay, jumping into other sports before I get into the UFC because there is a big event going on this weekend. Just looking at the Union. Last time, well, a while ago, we talked about the Union. They are kind of in a weird spot right now. They lost to Montreal, got a red card on the 18th. I know I'm going back farther. On the 25th, they lost to Orlando City 2-1. Against Sporting Kansas City, they tied 0-0 on April 1st. And then yesterday, they did win against Atlas. I have no idea where Atlas is, but they got a red card as well. They'll be playing against Cincinnati on April 8th. And then on the standings-wise, I think they're still in contention for playoffs, or for the series, for the playoffs, but they still will have to beat Toronto. They currently are 2-1-3, have a total of 7 points. If they can win a game and beat out, and then hopefully New York or Orlando loses, they can get moved up to clinch the final series, as they're calling it. Flyers lost. They're on a 4-loss win streak. That's all I'm saying because I don't feel like talking about it. Moving on, Formula One. So, hang on. Gotta love a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. This episode is brought to you by 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven Slurpees. We love to slurp them down.
Now, if you think I'm editing this out, you're wrong. We were gonna stop because my dog is drinking water and
Nope.
the microphone will pick it up. But I need that in the podcast now.
He's good. All right, we're back in action. Anyway, that gave me a good breath still. Formula One. Crazy race this weekend. This was the Australian Grand Prix. It was down under on April 2nd of 2023. A lot happened. There was actually, for the first time, and I think it was ever, there is something known as a red flag. So there's yellow flag, red flag, and there's a couple other colors. Yellow is when there's an accident, but they have a safety car come out, drive around, keep all the racers in line, while if somebody gets off the track and crashes, but they're not affecting anything, they're fine. They'll just safety car around it. They'll take care of the car, move on. A red flag means the race stops.
Okay.
Not completely like it's over. In most situations, it's more like if there's an accident on the middle of the road and they have to stop it because the cars can't move. They all go into pit lane. Everyone's order stays the same as best as they can, which I will bring up in a minute. And then they basically restart the race from the starting grid and go from there again.
Okay.
There was 3 red flags this race, which is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, one at the beginning. I think it was lap 2. I'm just gonna double check, because there was a lot of shit that happened. And then just to go through, there was a lot of penalties racked up because of this too. First 4, in the last 4 laps, this is the big part. Towards the end, in the last 4 laps of the 58 laps, there was 2 red flags. One on 52, when Kevin Magnussen, I think, got knocked out. And then once they got to 56, 4 racers got knocked out because they all crashed into each other. Yeah. Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, which are both on Alpine Renault, so they crashed into each other. Nick DeVries of AlphaTauri and Logan Sargent of Williams Mercedes all crashed out at 56. Meanwhile, though, basically just go top 3 as normal. Pole position, or P1, sorry, Max Verstappen, shocking, he won again. 2, Lewis Hamilton, he's getting himself back up there. I'm very happy to hear that.
Oh, boy.
Number 3, Fernando Alonso again. This man has hit 3rd every race so far.
Wow.
And that is impressive because I did not believe it in Aston Martin. Also, number 4, even though I'm not a big fan of him, I'm still going to put him there. Lance Stroll, good for him. Aston Martin scored big double points there. Number 5, Sergio Perez. Big shout out to him because he started in 20th. So he was all the way in dead last because he fucked up in qualifying and got himself up to P5. That's 15 places he moved up.
Jesus.
Some of the red flags helped, though, because when the starting grid went back, wherever those people were in the starting grid that got knocked out, people moved up, including Sergio.
Oh, okay.
Beyond that, otherwise, though, I'm just going to say, freaking Fernando Alonso, he's been on a tear just getting 3rd after 3rd after 3rd. And I'm not even mad at that. That's impressive. He's, currently 3rd in the driver standings. Max and Sergio are taking the lead. But if Fernando gets 1 or 2 P2s or P1s over Max and Sergio, he is in contention for the Drivers' Championship. I know Red Bull wants to do the 1-2, but who knows what's going to happen with that. There's still plenty of racing to go around. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited for it. The next race is not for a while because once they go here, they take a little bit of a break because the next race is the Azerbaijan race on April 30th. So we got 25 days until the next race.
Okay.
It's a 1 month long break, so we're moving on from there. Next, I'm going to go into mixed martial arts in general. I know there's a few boxing events also coming up too, like Ryan Garcia and not Deontay Wilder, wrong people. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. They will be fighting on April 22nd, so I'm not really focused on them yet, but that is going to be a fantastic fight. I'm also still waiting for what is it? I want to hear more about what Francis Ngannou is going to do, if he's actually going to fight Tyson Fury. I don't believe it, but we'll see. But we're going to sit on that when some more stuff comes up. I do have other news with the UFC as well that I'm going to bring up because before I get into fights itself, the UFC's parent company, Endeavor, has bought out the WWE.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh?
Yeah, Endeavor, which is the parent company of the UFC, has bought out the WWE. They're going to merge together. And
What?
they're merge under Endeavor. WWE's going to merge
Oh,
into
okay.
Endeavor.
I thought you meant, yeah, that was interesting.
Vince Mahone, Mahone, I forget how Vince's name goes. I don't know. Is going to serve as the executive chair, and Ari Emanuel is going to serve as the CEO. It's a $21 billion plus project that's going to happen. That's insane. Endeavor is going to hold 51% of the controlling interest. WWE shareholders will hold 49%. I have no idea what that's going to mean. More on the WWE side because UFC doesn't really pay fighters the greatest. Are they going to lower the price for wrestlers? Are they going to mess with that? Or is the UFC going to adopt a wrestling type of style where it's not about the actual skill of the people, it's about all of the ratings that they can bring in? Who knows? We're going to find out as this moves forward. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see what Uncle Dana wants to do about it. Moving on to the PFL, they started their season this week or last week, and very excited to have that happen. PFL is one of the smaller leagues that is a part of ESPN Plus, so you can check it out on there. When it comes to the PFL, they do it in seasons, kind of like not like a baseball season or a football season, but they try to do it as much as they can in order to keep it going. People do actually get points depending how you win, how you finish by round, finishing, etc. And even still, you have to be in the top 4 of your weight class in order to advance to the playoffs.
Oh.
I just want to note one of my favorite guys on there so far who is ranked number 2, even though technically there is a 4-way tie for the second place. Bubba Jenkins in the featherweight division. I just like the name. So Bubba Jenkins is who I will be rooting for in the featherweight. When it comes to lightweight, I am going to be waiting for Shane Burgos to fight, and then I'll get more hype about that. There is a specific fighter I did want to bring up in the featherweight division, Marlon Moraes. This man is currently on, and this is from two different agencies or organizations. There we go, UFC and PFL. He is currently on a 6-loss streak.
Oh.
He lost to Corey Sandhagen, respectable. Lost to Rob Front, respectable. He lost to Marab, also respectable. Also lost to Song Yadong very badly. That was a hell of a knockout by him. He also lost to Shimon Morris. And then in the last one, he wasn't looking terrible against Brandon Long. And then he got kicked in the leg and his leg gave out.
Oh.
So, Marlon, I understand. You're 34. You're 23-12. I just want to let you know you used to be 23-6. And now you're not. You're 23-12. You're on a 6-loss streak. I think it's time.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think
That's it.
time gets everyone.
Yep. Following up now, I'm actually going to another organization that we haven't talked about much before. Unfortunately, the last episode that wasn't going to be aired brought up something known as Cage Fury Fighting Championship. Why am I bringing it up now? Because I went to the event, and it was a good fucking time. I honestly recommend that if you want to go to a MMA event, go to a local one that's a more, I don't want to say amateur. They are professionals. I want to make that clear. There are amateur bouts on there, which I'll explain in a second. But they are professional fighters that can get basically signed into the UFC down the line.
Okay.
But this is basically, you can find this on UFC Fight Pass as well. But I went there live. It cost me $65 at the 2300 Arena on April 1st. Honestly, it was a very, very fun time. So, when I meant by the amateur part, under the prelims, they actually had amateur bouts going on. Mm-hmm. There was 2 amateur bouts, and even with the one amateur, the main prelim, there was a belt that was going on. It's called I think it was called the Next Gen Middleweight Champion belt. Okay. And either way, very happy for that. There was 9 fights in total. All of them were really good, and some of them were very shocking, to say the least, on like how they ended. Just to run through them real quick. I'm not going to go into too much detail, except I know this guy's local. His name is Nick Gebhard. He beat Michael Sheverchan, and he is actually from, I believe, the Belmar area, if I'm correct.
Is he really?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Fighting out of Blackwood, New Jersey. But still, that's pretty local. That was pretty close. He won his fight. He now has an amateur MMA record of 4-3. But I do want to bring this up too. He is currently now on a 3-fight win streak.
Hey.
So when he started, he went. He lost his first one, lost his second, won his third, lost his fourth fight. He was 1-2, and then after that, he picked it up.
Nice.
And it looks like, though, for out of his 4 wins, only one of them, though, was via decision. The rest were finishes via doctor stoppage, TKO, or retirement. The guy quit in round 2. Good for him. So, Nick, we'll keep an eye on you as we move forward. So, hopefully we see more of you and hopefully you get into your professional debut. For that belt I just mentioned, for the middleweight championship, this guy's name is M.A. Yali. It's literally M.A. Yali.
Nice.
Ma Yali. Won the next gen belt in 3 rounds because amateur only did 3 via unanimous decision. It was a great fight to watch. Just good skill, good takedowns, everything along those lines. There was a lot of submissions coming up now. I'm not kidding. I think, actually, yes. The main card had all finishes, and it was fun to watch. First one was Thomas Paisano versus Joseph Schick. And in the second round, Thomas was able to get an anaconda choke, which is a fantastic type of choke to get somebody with. And he's now 3-1. Here's my favorite one, because this was heavyweights. Ian Alston versus Daquan Buckley. Daquan Buckley is a big sumbitch. And you saw him throw his weight around.
Yeah.
And He knocked him out in the first round in 2 minutes and 19 seconds, climbing to 4-1, and you can hear all through the crowd chanting UFC, UFC, UFC.
That'd be cool to see him.
It would have been. It was really cool. We also had the option when we were doing our tickets to root for a fighter. It didn't matter really whoever. So I put Daquan Buckley on all of them.
Nice.
But, so the next fight. So keep in mind, me and my friends, as we all know, are still a little bit of gamblers. I'm sorry, my girlfriend. But we were gambling amongst each other. Like basically just making little bets here or there, $10 a bet. But basically what happened was this next one, it was Dylan Mentello versus Charlie Alexander. I had Charlie Alexander. My other friend Isaiah had Dylan Mentello. Charlie in this fight looked fantastic. Stunned Dylan twice. And then the second one was a beautiful right hand cross. And you literally see him go down to the ground, get up real quick. And I'm not kidding, there was probably, at that point, there was probably about 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Dylan gets back up. Charlie goes for the takedown. Dylan gets into a guillotine choke and starts to go for the finish. By then, I would say there was about 3 seconds left. 2 seconds, 1 second, Charlie fucking taps. And people lost their shit at that. So that was nuts, to say the least. So Dylan Mentello won via guillotine choke, 4:59 on round 1.
Wow.
So good for him. Meaning almost lose $10, but good for him. And down the line, I win my money back, so we don't have to care about that. So here's the other thing about these local events that are pretty cool. When you have these like more, I want to say regional circuits of professional fighters, you're gonna have a fan base come with you.
Yeah.
This one comes up to Riley Palmer. Riley Palmer, I think, had about 50 people there with his name on their backs, like in jerseys and stuff like that. I think he's fighting out of American Top Team, and he was fighting against Donziel, there's an I there, Donziel Marshall. And sure enough, Riley Palmer won via submission on an armbar on 4 minutes and 56 seconds of round 1. So again, very close to the wire.
Yeah.
And the crowd blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Funny thing after that, the moment he was done, they all left. Which meant I was able to get better seats, so I ain't even kidding. Moving on from there, Eric Nolan versus Blaine Richards. Another fucking submission at 4:41 of round 2 via Blaine Richards. He's now 6-2. Very happy for that. Now we have the co-main, which was for the vacant Bantamweight Championship. Now, this is big. We had Vilson Negroni. I'm going to butcher that. I'm sorry to my Albanian friends. He is from Albania, which I want to bring back up in a minute. And then there was also Ashik Ajim that was fighting as well. This was a good back and forth fight from beginning to end. But I will say this. I think Vilson won overall and then got striking at the end, won by knockout. Overall, very fantastic win for 1 minute and 9 seconds in round 3. When I was there, obviously, as I said, he is from Albania. He had a massive support. Mm-hmm. I'm not kidding. There was Albanian flags everywhere. People were going nuts when he was fighting. Actually, to the point where security was like, you guys have to take a step back because you're getting a little too crazy. And I understood because the support is there.
Yeah.
And all around, you could feel the energy flowing. He did win. I'm not taking this away from him. However, when we were there, it looked like there was a clash of heads. And then he was able to take advantage of that from there. Because it looked like clash of heads. They both got stunned from it, but Vilson reacted, got a punch afterwards, which was clean, and was able to finish Ashik Ajim. Okay. Now, I'm not taking that away from him because, again, I can't. Because, obviously, he won. The refs went with it. I'm going to go with it. Very happy about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he defends the Bantamweight title now. As for Ashik, I did see his family there, and I did see his family go, oh, shit. He lost. So they basically bolted out the door. By then, most of the arena was gone for the last event, the welterweight championship for the Cage Fury FC welterweight championship. Charlie Radtike versus Raheem Forrest. Raheem Forrest was, and I have to say it like that, was the former welterweight champion, but did lose to Charlie Radtike via rear naked choke of the first round at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So Charlie Radtike moved up to 7-3 and now holds the welterweight belt. Honestly, when it comes to both of these, Wilson and Charlie, because they are now considered their champions of CFFC, they need more time.
Yeah.
Not because I'm saying they're not ready for like UFC or anything like that. Welterweight is a very stacked division in the UFC. And I'm not even talking about Usman, Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, those three. I'm talking even the bottom 15, or the number 15, Michael Pereira, Jack Della Maddalena, Neil Magny, 12, 13, 14, 15. They are fucking tough people.
Yeah.
Specifically for Charlie, he needs some more time. I would say try to defend your belt a couple more times. Get that experience of what it's like to be in the ring. Because you've only fought 10 times. Get a couple more under your belt. And then go try to take on the UFC if they sign you. If not, honestly, Bellator PFL, not a bad move either.
Yeah.
When it comes to the bantamweight belt with Wilson, same exact thing. I understand you have a following. You've dedicated your life because you came from all the way to Albania to here to do this. Keep the grind going. I think you can get there, but bantamweight is probably just as scary, if not scarier than what I just said with welterweight. Because even at the top 15, Adrian Yanez, especially Umar Nurmagomedov, Umar is scary. He should be eventually fighting in the top 5, even though he's ranked 11.
Okay.
Bantamweight's stacked, so you got a lot of work to do. Beyond that, the only person I actually would say throw to the UFC, because there is such a shallow pool, Daquan Buckley.
Okay.
Definitely need to work on your cardio, but get a couple more wins. And honest to God, if you're all flashy like they have been, go to the UFC. You're going to be fighting some tough people in heavyweight. I'm not talking top 5 for heavyweights because I don't. When it comes to them, John Jones, no. Cyril Gane, no. Stipe, no. Sergey, no. Curtis, no. Tom, no.
Now, do you think he can actually fight them down the line? Or
If he were to if he has training, if he has dedication, yes.
Okay.
But I need to see a lot from him. But when it comes to the shallow weight of heavyweights, even what's his name, and I love him, and I'm going to bring him back up in a minute, Chris Barnett. He could fight Chris Barnett. He'd probably lose at this point, but with a little more training, I think he could take it.
Okay.
Which is a good segue, though, to lead into this weekend's event of UFC 287. Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya 2. This is going to be on April 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will be taking place at the Kaiser Center in Miami, Florida.
Woo.
First and foremost, I want to say this card is fucking lit on the main event. Some of the prelims are pretty good too, what I want to get on to. And then it's a shame because there was more on even the early prelims that I was excited to talk about. But unfortunately, there was 2 cancellations that I do want to bring up. The first one is, sadly, Chris Barnett. He did have to pull from the fight, so what are you going to do? And don't know much about why he got knocked out of it, but he got removed from prelims. And then the second one that happened that was also big, which hurt me a little bit too, which is also on the prelims, is Li Jinlang. Li Jinlang is also known as the Leech. I would now refer to him as the Leech. Unfortunately, he had some back issues and now had to get spinal surgery.
Damn.
So he is out. And Michael Chiesa is unfortunately without an opponent, so he is not going to fight this card either. I was very excited for that fight. I think that would have been great to watch. I think the Leech honestly should be in the top 15, but unfortunately that's not the case. This fight would have did it too, because Michael is ranked 13. The Leech could have went back in the rankings after this, but unfortunately not. Regarding everything else, though, good news though for Chris Barnett's opponent, Chase Sherman. He is still fighting. He's actually going to be facing a guy named Carl Williams. I'll come back to him in a little bit. Early prelims wise, the only ones that I'm going to focus on that really I cared about, there's two that we have. The featherweights, the second fight in, Sean Yan, that's 39-10, versus Steve Garcia, that's 13-5. So big amount of experience on Shaw, so we'll see how he does. Featherweights are always a battle. Great to watch. Miami will love that. At a catchweight fight, and I think this is because there was a cancellation from Nicholas Mata, we also have Ignacio Bahamondes, which I love saying his last name, hence why he's brought up, is going to be fighting Trey Ogden, who came in as a quick replacement. Thank you, Trey, for coming in to make this happen. He's 13-4 for Ignacio. Trey is 16-5. That should just be a good fight overall.
Nice.
You also have Cynthia Calvillo versus Lupita Ganides. 9-5 for Cynthia. Lupita's 8-3. I don't know. When it comes to women MMA, Jesus Christ.
There you go.
Women MMA.
Way to get through this.
It gets a little tough.
Yeah.
Prelims, though, I'm actually going to get a little more deep into because I want to see how this goes. Anyway, going back into prelims. Just jumping in, there's actually... Oh, that's early prelims, no thank you. The big one, or there's a couple on here that are actually nice. They're out of order because I hate their website for UFC sometimes. Heavyweight bout, Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. I was very excited to see Chase versus Chris Barnett. But I'm excited to see what Carl Williams brings to the table because he is 8-1. He's coming off a win. Chase is coming off a loss. Carl is currently on a 5-fight win streak. He's 8-1, 3 wins by knockout, 3 first-round finishes, 61% striking accuracy. So we'll see how that goes. Sherman is currently, like I said, on a loss. He is 16-11, 15 wins by knockout, though, 12 first-round finishes. 46 striking accuracy. Let's see. He is only on a 1-loss win streak. Honest to God, I want to see Carl Williams, even though it's a short notice, so Chase may have a little more, energy in him because Chris Barnett pulled out early or recently. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, Carl can pull something up. With odds, real quick, he's plus 190, not too bad. They don't have the odds for knockout, but I would assume it's a little bit higher. Fuck it, put him on for knockout. Let's see what happens. See if he comes in, tries to get a quick paycheck, and moves on out.
Yeah.
Moving on to middleweight, Gerald Meerschaert versus Joe Pyfer. I feel like we just saw Joe's name recently, but I'm not too sure. Gerald actually, I feel bad. One of his most recent fights, unfortunately, was by Khamzat Chimaev and got knocked out in the first round pretty quickly. But he came back, though, and turned it into a win right after that against Silva. So he is currently 35-15. He has 6 wins by knockout, 27 by submission.
Wow.
And then 15 first-round finishes. So he is going to grapple the shit out of you.
For real.
So hopefully, the other guy, as his name is Joe Pyfer, will have a chance. Joe Pyfer is currently 10-2 in the UFC. His nickname is Body Bags. Nice. And he has 7 wins by knockout, 2 by submission, 5 first-round finishes. Let's see if it has any takedown defense on here. 50% takedown defense, maybe that will work. This is only his second fight in the UFC, so this is going to be big for Joe to keep his streak going. So let's see how that goes. Next on there, honestly, if anything, though, Joe by knockout, if not Gerald by submission. Joe by knockout's plus 650, so that's going to be a little bit of a stretch. Gerald by submission's plus 275. That's still looking good. If it's going by decision, if you really want to put it, you could put it for Gerald, but that's plus 800. I don't think it's making it all 3 rounds. Moving on. Under the women's strawweight, just because the name is very remembrance, Michelle Waterson versus Luna Pinheiro. Michelle Waterson's ranked 10. Luna is ranked 15. Or Luana, I'm sorry. There's a second A in there. Luana. Michelle is 18-10, coming off a loss. Luana is 10-1, coming off a win. Honestly, the last time somebody was coming off a win, they didn't, for women's MMA, they did not win. So I wonder if she's coming in flying too close to the sun. Maybe Michelle got it in her. I don't know. Women's MMA is a little bit harder for me to predict. Unless you're in the top 5 like Jessica Andre, who can just kill it.
Yeah.
But fuck it, we'll say Luana. There's no money line. I can't tell you the odds. Mostly wins by subs, both of them. So this is going to go to the ground, and whoever's subbing is subbing. So somebody's going to sub each other. I just don't know who.
Yeah.
Moving on to the last event or fight on the prelims. This one's huge to me because I've been watching this guy. I hope he will listen to this episode one day because I mold my body off this man. His name is Kelvin Gastelum. He is 17-8 in the UFC. He had Fight of the Night in 2019 versus Israel Adesanya. It was a hell of a fight. I loved every second of it, and I loved watching this man ever since. However, unfortunately, he has been on a I don't forget what the event result for this one is. A 2-fight win streak against Cannonier versus Gastelum. I think it was considered a draw, or something, or a no contest. Something happened where it was a no contest, I believe.
That's rough.
Yeah. It doesn't say what, so we're just going to move on. He's 17-8, 7 wins by knockout, 4 by submission, 6 first-round finishes. Kelvin is currently ranked 15 in middleweight. He has come from grace when he was fighting Adesanya. I think he was like number 4.
Okay.
He's beaten former champ Michael Bisping as well. Overall, I'm still very excited to see this man fight. He is facing, though, a very tough opponent, and his name is Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis recently just came off a win. He is ranked 14 in the middleweight division. He is 30-9. He has 17 wins by knockout, 1 by submission, 7 first-round finishes. He recently beat Joaquin Buckley in his fight to keep that position. Otherwise, though, he's been kind of off and on with his fighting. Both are going to be good at striking. I don't know how much takedowns are really going to happen. Personally, I want Kelvin to win. No offense to Chris. I think Chris is a fantastic fighter, too. But for my own personal body and the same design as me, a.k.a. the fridge, I am going for Kelvin.
The fridge.
The fridge. Now we're moving on into the main card. 5 more fights. First and foremost, we have Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. Raul Rosas Jr. is all the rage currently in the bantamweight division. He is, I think, 17. Let's pull up his age. He is only, doesn't have it. Great, thanks. He is currently 7-0. He has 1 win by knockout, 4 by submission, 5 first-round finishes. I think he's only 17 or 18. I don't know his exact age, but I know he is the youngest fighter in the UFC. And I'm pretty sure, yep, he's 18 years old. He had to get his parents' permission and get a note from his teachers to make sure he could do it and make sure he gets his homework back on time. He did win his first fight via submission. I did see that one. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
So we'll see how this goes. Christian Rodriguez is also in this fight as well in the bantamweight division. He is currently 8-1 and coming off a win streak.
Hey.
He is 8-1, 3 wins by knockout, 4 by sub, 5 first-round finishes. So we're going to really put a test on him. Pretty good takedowns, but it's only 2 and 4. Significant strikes, he throws mainly at the head. So Raul better cover up. Better use that ground game and jiu-jitsu to your advantage, Raul. I don't know if they're going to... odds-wise, they're all saying Raul, but I would not say... Don't jump the gun with that. To win by sub would be plus 165 for Raul, which I can believe. I don't think he will win by knockout. Honestly, Christian Rodriguez has a better chance of winning by knockout, and that's plus 800. Heavily consider that. I want to see Raul win because I want to see this man develop, obviously. Again, this is a big test for him. He's already won his first fight in the UFC at 18. Let's see if he can win a second one. All right, moving on. A banger of a fight coming up. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Bebo. There's two B's, I know. Kevin Holland is honestly just what I would call a journeyman at this point. Fighting whoever needs fighting and will do it in style.
Nice.
His fights are always bangers to watch, win or lose. He is currently 23-9, 12 wins by knockout, 7 by sub, 11 first-round finishes. He is coming off a loss. He's actually coming off a 2-loss streak. The first one was via Khamzat Chimaev, which, I mean, you're facing a very scary fucking wrestler that can throw you around like a rag doll. That, he wasn't even supposed to fight him. That was with the whole Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson, or it was supposed to be Nate Diaz versus Chimaev. Chimaev came overweight. So that loss, nobody's really, like, mad about it. Like, all right, it happened, you know. You got paid big for it. Good.
Yeah.
His next fight, though, that he lost was a fucking beautiful fight, though. He lost against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the welterweight's kickboxing kung fu master. Stephen Thompson mainly uses karate, though, as I said, kickboxing and kung fu. He does karate, and it's fucking amazing to watch. And the man's like near his 40s and still scary. But this fight, because I can't shit on just Kevin about this. Santiago Ponzinibbio is currently 30-6, 16 wins by knockout, 6 by sub, 14 by first round finishes. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that did a backflip onto somebody. They are both showmen. They both want to fight. They both are going to make this look good.
Nice.
And I don't think it's going to go to finish. He recently just won against Morano, which was a great fight to watch. Otherwise, though, he was on a 2-fight losing streak, maybe even more. I don't even know. Nope, 2-fight losing streak. Both are going to strike. Both are going to be great to watch. I am excited to see this. If I had to put anything, Kevin by knockout, but Santiago could do it just as well. 3 more to go. Bantamweight bout. This is a nice one. Rob Front versus Adrian Yanez. This is going to be a good fight overall. Rob Front is currently, I hate this UFC website, is currently 19-6. Adrian is 16-3. Rob is the ranked number 6, and I believe Adrian, which I'll confirm in a minute, is ranked number 9. Rob is 19-6. My bad, I got it backwards. A little bit of issues there. Coming off a loss, and that's really all I got for the moment. Good striking, everything around there. Adrian Yanez, 16-3, coming off a win. Basically, Rob has to defend his spot in the bantamweight division, because if he can defend here, he can fight back upwards. There's a lot of good talent in the top 5. He's just on the cusp of it. Can he be a gatekeeper to that top 5 area? Maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Adrian. He's currently on a better streak at this moment. If anything, to win by sub is plus 1,100. Nah, it's going to be, if anything, it's going to probably be by knockout or decision for Adrian. So we'll see what happens. 2 more. And the last one I'm going to go on for a while. That's why I'm kind of speeding this up. But this is a big one. Welterweights. You got number 5, Gilbert Burns versus number 11, Jorge Masvidal. Gilbert Burns is currently 21-5, coming off a win. I believe it's against Neil Magny. Yep, against Neil Magny. Whereas Jorge Masvidal is currently coming off a loss against Colby Covington. Now, there is controversy against him and Covington because Jorge decided after the match to go assault him wherever he is. Meanwhile, I completely don't, think that's a great idea to go assault somebody outside of the, your workplace. But where you can beat each other up in a ring. However, I understand why, because Colby is not a nice person whatsoever. Masvidal is on a 3-fight losing streak. Lost 2 fights to Usman, and then the last one to Covington. He is now facing Gilbert Burns. This is going to be one of Jorge's probably toughest fights in his life. If he doesn't win, he has stated he may consider retiring. Honestly, I can believe it because he's going downhill from here. He needs to pull out everything that he has to have a chance at this because Gilbert Burns, my fucking God, is a hell of a fighter. Gilbert is 21-5, 6 wins by knockout, 9 by sub, 11 first-round finishes. He did lose to Chimaev, but that fight was a fucking beautiful war, and it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like that fight a lot. Gilbert, honestly, could be... I would say if Gilbert wins this, they, depending on what happens with the welterweight title with Leon and potentially Colby fighting, which I don't think he deserves it, I would put Gilbert versus Leon. I think that would be a great fight to have. Overall, I think Gilbert's going to win, probably by submission. If he does win by knockout, that's actually going to be pretty impressive too. Otherwise, yeah, I think Gilbert's taking this all the way. Now, here we go. The main event. For the middleweight title, you have Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya. They're fighting again.
Yeah.
This is actually now their 5th time fighting.
Wow.
So, the reason why I say it like that, before this, Alex Pereira has beaten Izzy 3 times in kickboxing. I'm going to confirm that. It actually may be 4 times. Let's see. So, the 3rd time was in MMA. The first 2 were in kickboxing. Alex won by knockout for one of them, and I believe decision in the other. And now in MMA, during their first fight together, which was for the middleweight title, which Israel held, Alex took the belt from him via knockout in the 5th round.
Okay.
And Izzy was winning that fight too. So it was something of just pure craziness. Israel Adesanya is currently 23-2, coming off a loss, obviously, but he is honestly one of the greatest technical strikers that you will have ever. He has beat Anderson Silva, he has beat Paulo Costa, Robert Whittaker, the former champ. Kevin Gatson for 2019's Fight of the Year. Israel is incredible. He is a fantastic striker, has great takedown defense. He overall is known as the last style bender for a reason. Mm-hmm. He knows how to bend these things together. He knows what he's doing. And I think on paper, when it comes to MMA, he should have won that fight.
Yeah.
However, Alex Pereira, he is 7-1. He is now currently, I believe, on a 7-fight win streak. So his first fight in MMA, he didn't win. Every fight, besides one, he has won by knockout.
Wow.
He has 3 first-round finishes, and he has what I define as the greatest thing ever. Fuck you power. This man has a left hook that scares people in their dreams. They will get nightmares from this alone. The man is tall. The man is menacing. The man looks like one of the giant stone statues in the islands. And overall, just does not smile. He's just stoic, and he is just threatening. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
He takes his roots seriously, too, into the Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. And basically goes tribal with them, too. Does the whole face paint, the headgear, the ceremonial shit. Dude is a fucking threat. And as you can see, even against the middleweight champion, who's been doing this for a while, came in, didn't almost lose in the first round. He almost got knocked the fuck out. Give it maybe 5 more minutes. Not more minutes. 5 more seconds, it probably would have been over.
Yeah.
Whereas, and then the other 3 rounds after that, he wasn't really holding up that well. But when push came to shove, when he knew he had to turn it on and wasn't afraid of committing, he fucking went for it. And he got it.
Nice.
So, here's my thought process on this one. I'm not saying because you lost 3 times to this guy already, you won't lose again. But the thing is, there may be a person that just has your number.
Yeah.
Somebody that figured you out, knows how to read you for some reason, and just wins. And I'm not saying that negatively. I'm saying, as you could see, for 2 of those fights when it came to the knockouts, Izzy was up. And then fucking happened. He got knocked out. I want to see, and I said this last time, I think when we did have out Pereira versus Adesanya on one of the earlier episodes. I think that we were recording then. I don't know, because that last fight was recently enough ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Alex to win because I want the middleweight division to shake up. Because if Izzy wins, it doesn't really. Okay. Yeah, you'll have some fighters come here or there to win, or fight against Pereira, then go fight Izzy. But it's not, that ain't it to me.
Yeah.
I want Pereira to win, and it's not me against Izzy because I still think he's one of the greatest fighters. I would love for him to win.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see either lose.
Yeah.
But for the future of the middleweight division, I want Pereira to win, so it forces a shakeup in the top 5, where you have freaking Whitaker, Vettori, Cannonier, Costa, fucking Driscus in rank 6. I don't know if he's going to even get that close, but fucking hell, one of them to fight Alex to change up the middleweight landscape. It's not that I don't like Izzy. His fighting style is very safe, it works, it gets the job done. This changes everything if he doesn't win, though. Mm-hmm. And hell, even if he wins, Alex may go up to light heavyweight. That's been in conversation, too. He's considered fighting the champion Jamal Hill. Imagine that, too. And this is a big fuck you to Izzy. Izzy tried that already. Izzy went to light heavyweight, tried to fight the champ John Blachowicz, and lost. It was a loss. He lost via decision. He did.
Yeah.
Got taken down. John was just bigger. Izzy didn't bulk up for it. Alex cut so much fucking weight just to get here. To middleweight. He doesn't have to cut as much weight for that. Can bulk up even more if he really wants to. And then have the fight of his life against Jamal Hill. Or, if Jerry comes back in time, that fight. Because if that fight happens, holy fucking shit, that would be fucking insane. But, just jumping back to middleweight, I think overall, I want Pereira to win for the future of middleweight. I want Izzy to win because I know how good he is.
Yeah.
This man may have his number, though, so we'll see what happens. Lastly with that, when I said if Pereira does win, who fights him next? I could see Whitaker winning because he does have a win off Vettori in the top 3. They could let that go. I know there's talks of Khamzat Chimaev moving up to middleweight because he's not sure if he can make the welterweight as much. We'll see. The dark horse in all of this, because he did just come off a win, Marvin Vettori.
Hey.
Will it happen? Fuck no. But do we want to believe? Hell yeah. The Italian Dream can use his orc fucking skull to go break through Alex Pereira. Could it happen? Fuck if I know. We'll find out later, though. But for right now, remember to tune in to, Saturday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for UFC 287. Did I say that one right? I hope that I did, because if I didn't, 287, yep.
That is what you said.
It is 287. April 8th, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's all I have.
Alrighty, sweet. Yeah, this is the longest episode.
Yeah, I went off on that last
I think
bit.
taking 2 weeks off definitely makes it makes some stuff to catch up on. But we're not done yet. There's a few things that I wanted to cover.
A little bit of house cleaning.
Yeah, just some house cleaning. The Phillies were supposed to have a home opener tomorrow, which is Thursday, April 6th. That got pushed back to Friday, April 7th.
Due to weather.
Yeah, due to weather.
I'm going Sunday.
And the very fun thing is that Nick Sirianni will be throwing out the very first pitch for the home opener of the season.
Good.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Another fun little thing that happened is I don't know if you guys are on Twitter a lot. I hope you are. Follow us.
Follow us, damn it.
At AB Sports Media.
Do it.
If you notice, there used to be a little bird up at the top left.
Oh, there ain't a bird no more.
Now there's a Doge. There's a Doge. I thought that was a really cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Also, too, the USFL is going to be starting up soon. It starts April 15th.
Alrighty, I'm excited.
The Blob's coming to attack.
Oh, for the love of God.
And last but not least, happy Passover to
the
people that we know that are celebrating it. So, again, happy Passover from me, from Bill. Again, follow us.
Do it.
Follow us.
Do it.
Follow us.
Do it.
Follow us.
Do
Follow
it.
us.
Do it. Do it.
On our Twitter at A&B Sports Media. Email us at Bill and AJ
Media at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Please send us any questions, comments, concerns, or insults so we can at least talk about them and have a moment.
Absolutely. As you can tell, he wants to be insulted.
Yes.
Also, make sure that to leave a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But last but not least, my name's AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And thank you for listening to A&B Sports Media, the podcast. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
If gambling has become a problem for you or for someone you know, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to seek free, confidential 24/7 problem gambling assistance. You can also text SUPPORT to 53342 to get more information about problem gambling behavior.